Well, welcome back to another episode of Pilot's Life here in LaGuardia, flying for Endeavor. This is a Pilot's Life Chapter 2, referring to version 2 of A Pilot's Life, the program. And this is effectively Season 1, I guess, of the series here, working as our first job with Endeavor. We've completed 4 flights for this airline so far, flying out of LaGuardia. We first flew to Cincinnati and back, and then we completed our flights up to Bangor in Maine. And today we have a flight going down to Raleigh-Durham. Following that, I believe we've got a flight to Norfolk, and then we're going to be following after we return to LaGuardia. And then we'll have a set that goes to Buffalo, Niagara Airport. So that's going to complete our flights for this set run. After that, we're going to be trying to get a new contract to an airline that will let us fly 737s and A320s and MD-80s and things like that. So a little bit bigger, a little more fancy of the payware aircraft. So, but we got to do we gotta slum it in the CRJ for now. This is the CRJ7, the Aerosoft CRJ in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Like I said, here at LaGuardia, it's actually a nice day at LaGuardia compared to the last couple landings we've done here, where it's been just sucked in and gloomy. So looking forward to heading down today to Raleigh-Durham. Let's go ahead and jump in the cockpit, shall we? All right, so here on the flight deck, and we're going to do our loadout here in a second. But first, let's go ahead and get power on the aircraft, get that all taken care of. So we're just going to make note, our flaps are down, spoilers are up, spoilers are down, flaps are up, backwards. And nothing is turned on and set for the moment to cause a problem when we put power on the aircraft. So we're going to go battery on. And that's the first time we got that in a while. Let's just cycle that real quick. That's all good. We have external power connected, so let's go ahead and put that on. And we're going to see our screens come alive here. And we want to come down and start our IRSs aligning. So we'll turn those guys on right there. We're going to make sure the nav light is on because we have power on the airplane. We'll go ahead and put our window heats to low at the moment. And seatbelt sign will leave off. No smoke sign will go on, and emergency lighting will go to arm. And I think at this point that is now ready for passengers to essentially begin to board when we're ready for it. So let's go down and figure out our loadout here. I do have the flight plan here for our flight today, which is Endeavor 4856, and I'm going to actually make a note of this because I constantly forget what my flight number is when I'm doing these, and it's really obnoxious. So we're going to write that in big bold letters on my paper here, 4856, so that way I can glance and see it. In the real aircraft, a lot of times pilots will put little sticky notes on the dash or something to remind them because their flight numbers are always changing. All right, so we have 63 passengers today. We've got a need for 8,088 pounds of fuel, 2,935 pounds of cargo, most of that's bags, and it's going to give us a ramp weight of 68,427. Our landing weight is 67,000, so I think we're going to be below that pretty quick after takeoff, so we won't have to worry about overweight conditions. So let's go ahead and first of all set our 63 passengers there. For the cargo, we have 2,935. That is really just shy of $3,000, and so what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to put 2 in the back. And so let's click here. Let's go 2,000. And then I'm going to put the rest here. So this is going to be 935. 935 in the front. All right, and then fuel is going to be 8088 that we need there. Perfect. All right, and that gives us a zero fuel weight of 6338, and looking at my flight plan, I see 6339. So we're off by 1 pound. That's fine, close enough. So we're going to go set payload, set payload. We always do it twice. Notice we're just above the max landing weight there, but we are in the boxes. Flaps 8, it's dry. So we're going to say set all. Our V speeds are 131, 131, 140. and 7.2 for the trim. Just going to make a note of that as well. All right. At that point, we can come over here, and we're going to start loading the passengers. And so to do that, we're going to open up PACX, and we're going to say Start Flight, Fly with Career Mode. We are Endeavor. I'm going to increase this a little bit since we discovered that it doesn't give us any extra time, but it takes longer to load. So I'm going to make that 30 minutes until takeoff. And I'm going to have to see how that plays out with a bigger aircraft. But for the CRJ, I think that'll give us enough time. We have a flight time of 1 hour and 1 minute today. This will be an interesting test to see if we still get to serve drinks and snacks, because it is technically over an hour. So I'm curious to see if that's how that works out. Cruise altitude is 36,000 feet. That's correct. We can go next. CRJ 700, 63 passengers. We have Wi-Fi. We don't have IFE. You can see how we're laid out there. And we can say next. We're not going to do meals. We are going to do drinks and snacks. We don't need customs. And flight number doesn't continue. We don't care about any of that. So we'll say start. And they have begun the boarding process. I'm going to move this off the screen over here and put that away. All right. And while they are boarding, we are going to finish setting up our stuff. And so I think what we're going to do is come down, first of all, to the computer here and get this set. 15th of May. Database is good to the 19th of May, so we're good there. We're going to go position init. We are at LaGuardia, KLGA. And we're going to set that position right there. Flight plan, KLGA to KRDU is Raleigh-Durham. And our alternate today is one I'm not familiar with. It's Piedmont, and it's KGSO. Kilo Golf Sierra Oscar. All right. I did take a look at the weather already and what they're doing in real life, and they are landing on the 22s, but they are taking off on the 13s. So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to take off on runway 13. So we're going to go departure arrival here, and departure on runway 22. And we're doing the... I'm sorry, not 22. Stupid me. 13. Cancel modification. Come over here. No, departure arrival. Stop that. What are you doing? Oh. Okay, no. I want to... Wait, did it delete my... Hang on. Oh, I think it deleted my... Oh, because I said... Stupid, okay. Alright, KLGA. I pushed the wrong button. KLGA to KRDU. It's because I deleted the modification. I hadn't executed this yet, so this was the modification. KG... What is this? GSO? Yeah. KGSO. Okay, now, departure arrival. Runway 13. There we go. And we're not doing a SID. It's technically the LaGuardia 7 or something like that. So it's no SID. We're just going to white. I don't think tennis. In fact, let me just double check if these don't do that. Actually, they're not going to, because otherwise they would have given it to me. So yeah, first waypoint is white. So we're just going to go ahead and execute that as it is. And I'm going to go to the legs page, or the flight plan, and we're going to go next page. So what I want to do, though, is I want to bring up the LaGuardia, because if there's anything else in there, I need to be aware of that. So let me load this in from Simbrief into SimToolkit Pro here, so I can pull up the charts. Standby 1, LaGuardia 7, there's white, and so it looks like we're going to be doing the Coney climb today, which is a very simple out procedure. And it does technically involve the Canarsie, doesn't it? Yeah. Radial 43. Yeah. So actually, what I'm gonna do is, instead of setting white as the first waypoint, we're gonna set Canarsie, which is the nav waypoint we're gonna fly radial into and out of, and then out of that radial, it's vectors to white. So we're gonna say CRI, and then we're gonna go white. WHITE. All right. After white, we pick up the normal flight plan, and that is J209 to Vils. J209 to Vils. V-I... let's see. V-I-L-L-S. From Vils is J37. And that goes to Classy, C-L-A-S-Y. From Classy, we go direct to Hytra, H-Y-T-R-A. And from there, we go to Tapa. Next page. T-A-P-P-A. From Tapa, direct to Horky, H-O-U-K-Y. Put an R in there somehow. H-O-U-K-Y. Hauki. And then we're doing the Tockley 1 into Raleigh-Durham. So we're going to go departure arrival. We're going to hit departure arrival again. Arrival. And next page, Tockley 1. And it's selected that for me. Why did it do that? Should be that. There we go. Tockley 1, Hokie transition, and they are landing on the. They're landing southwest, so it's the 23s, and I think 23 right is going to be the one we're going to do. We're going to leave that alone. We're going to execute that, and we're going to go to the legs page. We can check for discontinuities. I'm sure we're going to have one. Yep, right there. Put you there and execute. And there's the vectors, but we're okay. Good deal. Flight plan, Perfinet. Here we go. 63 passengers. Cargo is 2935. Fuel is 8088. And flight level is 360. And our gross weight, zero fuel weight, 60339, that jives. And gross weight, 68427, that jives with our ramp weight, so that's all good. Execute that, VNAV setup, 250, 10,000, 18,000 feet, that's all correct. Alright, so we can go legs page, and we are done setting up the box. We do not have, I don't believe, although I need to open vPilot, I'm pretty sure we don't have any ATC here today. Although, well, at least we don't have a center. Let's find out if we have anything else. So it's Endeavor 4856. Get on the network here. In the meantime, I'm going to pull up the ATIS. Yeah, there's Boston. Oh, the JFK approach. I'll have to check with him and see. He may. A lot of times those guys are like, yeah, we're not touching LaGuardia. We're just JFK. Covering JFK. Oh, no, JFK and satellites. Okay. So we will call him. Cool, okay. We don't have an ATIS, though, for LaGuardia, so I do need to look at the ATIS, or the METAR, rather, KLGA. And I'm showing right now 190 at 14, 10-mile viz, few clouds, 4,000, scattered, 5,000, scattered, 25,000. Temperature 21, 2.15, 29er, 79er. 29er, 79er. Alright, and it looks like that jives, so that's good. The weather is being injected into the sim relatively correctly, so that's good. Looks like going off of 13, we're going to have a nice healthy crosswind. 13 knot crosswind, 4 knot headwind. If they took us off of 22, we'd have 13 knot headwind and a 4 knot crosswind. So it would not surprise me if they suddenly change us over to runway 22 because of that, because I don't think the winds were that heavy a moment ago. So they might do that. So we'll have to be ready for that. How are we doing on the boarding? They are still boarding. Okay, that's fine. Let's go ahead and prep our pushback here, since this doesn't affect anything. There we go. All right, that's done. And then let's call JFK departure approach and see 128125. One, two, eight. One, two, five. JFK approach. It's Endeavor 4856. We're on the ground at LaGuardia. Are you providing any services for us over here?
Endeavor 4856, New York approach. Negative. I do not provide services for LaGuardia. Sorry about that.
Okay. Just FYI, it looks like your information on your thing says covering JFK and satellites, so you might want to amend that. Just want to double check.
Roger. Thank you.
Okay, so they're not covering us, so we'll go back to Unicom.
JetBlue 622.
Now the question is, well, he doesn't cover us, so I guess we'll just we'll see if he pings us when we take off. It's kind of a weird. I'm not sure how the approach sectors split up in the JFK area. For instance, SoCal approach covers Los Angeles and Santa Ana and Burbank and all these fields, and it seems like the approach sectors in New York is like, we just cover the approaches and departures in and out of JFK, and we just cover LaGuardia. It's like, okay, so am I going to miss your airspace? Because we're pretty tightly packed together. I mean, even more so than in Southern California. Okay. Whatever. So, okay. So he's not going to give us anything, so we're on our own. So we're going to stick with 2,000 on that guy. I guess they're done boarding, so that's good. So we can go ahead and turn... Let me see here. Seatbelt can come on. And let's go ahead and move the jetway back. Actually, no, before I do that, I don't want to risk this thing taking a dive. Let's go get the AP running first. So that says closed right now, that says open. Bum 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 bum. Just waiting for the APU to spin up. As soon as we get a green light there, then I'll tell the jetway to amscray. There we go. All right, move the jetway.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome aboard Flight 4856 with service to North Carolina. Our flight time will be roughly 1 hour and 1 minute. Now that the cabin door is closed, please make sure that all devices are in airplane mode and your large devices are now shut down and stowed. Please fasten your seatbelt and make sure that all tray tables and seat backs are in a full upright and locked position for departure. Cabin crew, secure doors for departure.
Okay. You know what I didn't do is I didn't turn on my lighting. There was something I hadn't done yet. I mean, it's the middle of the day, so it's not like it's a big deal, but still, gotta have my mood lighting. And up here is that guy. Okay, we're gonna put on the 3A. That's for the brakes, what have you. Let's call for Mr. Pushback Man.
Cockpit to ground.
This is ground. Stand by.
Beacon on. All right. And just verifying chocks are removed, doors closed, closed, and these guys are removed. Actually, hang on. Yeah, see, it's not actually removed. There we go. That's what I wanted.
Paper traffic is 46 and 230 corner runway
Bypass
24.
installed. All doors and hatches closed and all ground equipment is removed.
The parking brakes are set. You may lift.
Parking brake set. Lifting the aircraft.
What is the...
We are cleared for start and push.
Oh, boy.
Okay, clear it for push start. Please release parking brake.
Parking brakes are released.
Commencing pushback. You can start the engines in sequence.
It will start in the sequence.
Okay. We're good for engine start. I meant to put those on when the APU came on. Boost pumps are on, and the seatbelt sign's on, and the beacon's going. So we're going to go ahead and start engine number 2.
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the front of the aircraft for a safety demonstration. When the seatbelt light is on, please make sure that your seatbelt is fastened low and tight across your lap. To fasten, insert the metal fittings into one another. Tighten by pulling on the loose end of the strap. To release your seatbelt, lift the upper portion of the buckle. In the event that the seatbelt light is not on, we suggest that you keep your seatbelt fastened in case of unexpected turbulence. Please take a few moments to now locate one of the several emergency exits on this aircraft. In some cases, your nearest exit may be behind you. In case of an emergency and we need to evacuate the aircraft, there is lighting on the floor that will guide you towards it.
Okay, pushback
In the
completed.
event of a
Please set your parking
decompression,
brake.
an oxygen mask will
Alright,
drop
brake
in
Parking
front of
brake
you.
set.
To start the flow of
Parking
oxygen,
brake
pull the
set.
mask
Lowering
towards you.
aircraft.
Place it firmly over your nose and mouth, secure the elastic band behind your head, tighten the straps
Ground.
if
You may
necessary, and
disconnect.
breathe normally.
Okay,
Although the bag
sir.
does not
Clear to
inflate,
disconnect.
oxygen is
Pin
flowing
has
to
been
the mask.
removed. See you
If
at
you're
the
traveling
side.
with a child
Have
or
a good
someone who
flight.
requires assistance,
Holding
secure
position
your mask
waiting
on
for the
first
visual.
and then
Thank
assist
you and
others.
goodbye.
Keep your mask on
Alright,
until
we got a
member
good
of the
start
crew
on engine
advises
number
you
2,
to
starting
be
number 1.
removed. In the unlikely event of a water landing, a life vest is located in a pouch under your seat or between the armrests. When instructed to do so, open the plastic pouch and remove the vest. Flip it over your head. Wrap the straps around your waist and buckle at the front. Pull the straps tight. To inflate the vest, pull firmly on the red cord only when exiting the aircraft. If it doesn't inflate automatically, you may blow into the mouthpiece for manual inflation. This vest is equipped with a whistle and a light. If you need to, your seat cushion can be used as a secondary breathing device. Please make sure to exit the aircraft as soon as... back in front of you. We suggest reading this and letting a cabin member know if you have any questions. Thank you
Alright,
for
looks like
flying
we got
with us,
2
and
good
hope you enjoy your
starts.
flight.
Make sure the recircs are on. That heat is on. We're going to put the probe heats on. And the other hydraulics can now all come in. That's good to go there. Reversers are coming on. We have the transponder is running. I'm going to do a quick control check. Left, right, forward, backward, left, right. Okay, that's all good. Nose wheel steering is armed. And parking brake released. Taxi light on. And here we go. And 7.2 on the trim. We're going to set that here in just a moment. LaGuardia Traffic Endeavor 4856 is taxiing from Concourse Gulf over to runway 13 via Bravo, LaGuardia. Alright, we've got 11 minutes to get off. That should be good.
Cabin is ready.
All right, cabin's ready. Let's get the APU off. And let's see, what is this set to right now? 8.3. 7.2 is what we're supposed to be at. There we go. Alright, trim is set. APU is spooling down, and I'll see if I can remember to get the SOV door this time. Always forget that. All right, the way the this climb works, the Coney climb, is we depart and we immediately what is that? 180? Yeah. So we depart and we turn to a 180 degree heading, and we're going to intercept the 223 inbound course to the Canarsie VOR. Overfly the Canarsie VOR, and then fly the same 223 outbound, and then direct. And then for us, in this case, it'll be direct white, unless of course approach decides to take over, which they might. We'll see. We do have a 1500 foot at or above, within 2.5 of the LaGuardia VOR. That shouldn't be a problem. Until intersecting the 43 radial from Canarsie. So, and also and that's the do not exceed 230 knots. So we have 230 knot speed restriction until we're on the radial. So what we want to do is we need to set that Canarsie 112.3 on the VOR head and set the 223 inbound course, so we can do that. In fact, I'm going to go to here. Nope, not to there. I'm going to go to that for our initial. LaGuardia traffic, Endeavor 4856 is crossing runway 4 and 22 at Bravo, LaGuardia. Let's go strobes. See the windsock. We have a nice, healthy, healthy crosswind on takeoff. All right, we're going to stop here and do our final setup for the Coney climb. So we're going to set for the heading initially 180, because that's what we're turning to right after we take off. 180, and then the course is going to be 223, which is, why isn't this showing up? Oh, because we're not in, that's why. VOR, there we go. Course is going to be 223. 223 right there. And we want to go down here to the radio, and I want nav 1 to be manual. We're going to be 112.3. There we go. All right. And we'll probably pick that up as we let's go ahead and put LaGuardia on the other one, which is 113.1. Oh, that is there. Okay, good. So 113.1 there. We're not picking up the VOR yet. That's fine. It's because we're on the ground. Okay, so flight director on, and flaps coming down to 8. Reversers are set, and everything else looks good. So we're ready to go. LaGuardia traffic, Endeavour 4856 is lining up and taking off runway 13, Coney climb departure to the south. LaGuardia. And let's get that SOV. Close that sucker. Landing lights. Here we go. Toga. $80 knots. V1 rotate. Ooh. Positive rate, you're up. Alright, let's go over to 180. Heading hold. Climb power. Just waiting for that VOR radial to come in. There it comes. There we go, flaps 1.
North traffic, Wigan 7103 coming over, skipper over to the Ch2 left. Yoke.
Change this to nav for the flight director. Yeah, let's go flaps up. Alright, we're on the radial now, so we can bug this up to 250. JFK? Yeah. Kind of surprised I didn't hear JFK approach trying to contact me like, hey, fly in my airspace. Well, I tried. Alright, 8,000. We're going to start seeing that, yep, there's cone of confusion, so we're just going to maintain our present course. Pay no attention. Coming up on 10,000, let's go ahead and increase our climb here. 136.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have now passed 10,000 feet. You may now turn on your larger portable electronic
10,000 feet, landing lights are going off.
Fasten while you're seated and do not congregate in the galley
And we'll
or
turn
near
off the
lavatory.
reversers
This
there.
aircraft is equipped with onboard Wi-Fi. If you wish to connect to the Wi-Fi, you'll be directed to a page with a small fee for internet access. We do offer complimentary in-flight communications to our partners. Connect to the Wi-Fi and you'll be able to access our wide range of free live CDs and HDD libraries.
Autopilot engage. I was trying to figure out why my flight director was commanding way down, but I had an alt select and a... Oh, and then it reset my speed again. Okay. Oh, what are you doing, dude? What are you doing? Nose down, please. There we go. Always gotta pay attention to what the airplane's doing, because it's not always gonna do what you think it's gonna do. And it's set. Reset my speed again. Stop it. There we go. Now it should accelerate me up to 300. Okay. Everything else hunky-dory? Looks like it. Looks like it. Alright, well this time it doesn't look like my course on a pilot's life started in Africa, so that's good. It's always positive. Alright, let's go ahead and go direct to white now. So we're going to go down to legs. Execute that. There we go. And we're passing 18,000, so we're going to go ahead and set standard. And continue to climb on up. Yeah, it looks like putting the point in here rather than setting it as a direct intersection. And I wonder if that's because... I wonder if this is only utilized if it's not in your plan already. Maybe that's the issue. But, you know, whatever. As long as we found the method that works. It just drives me nuts when it does weird things. Speaking of doing weird things, where are you going? Oh, it's not... Wait, it's not going to white. It's going to... What? Oh, because it was already in the... No, never mind. Don't do that. Okay, whatever. we're gonna brush past white, apparently. It's close enough. Close enough. We are nav, speed, okay. All's well that ends well, I suppose. We don't have any ATC on. Nearest centers that are online is Chicago Center and Boston Center and Indianapolis Center. We're going to be, actually now technically I think we're in DC Center, barely. And do we stay? Yeah, it's just DC Center at this point. We won't get close enough to hit either Jax or Atlanta Center. So unless DC Center comes online, we'll just be all alone for our flight, as per usual. There's New York back there, Manhattan coming down. Actually, no, sorry, Manhattan. There's the Bronx. This is Long Island splitting off that way. That's Jersey. Beautiful day over here on the East Coast today. Beautiful day. Well, that was interesting. It wasn't even trying to do a... It was like it was trying to fly from White to CYN. So it like got us close and then kind of dog-legged over, and then now we're on course. That's interesting. Alright. I'll take it. Our climb rate's starting to drop off, so we're going to go ahead and lower the speed down to 280. And at a certain point it will switch over to Mach, at which point we'll probably lower it down to 0.77. It'll probably try to settle around 0.8. Which is great for the cruise, but not very helpful to climb. So there's 30,000 feet. We've got 6,000 feet to go. Go ahead and release the passengers.
The flight crew has turned off the fasten seatbelt sign. You cannot get up and move around the cabin. However, we ask that you keep your seatbelt fastened when you receive unexpected turbulence.
So I am not sure if I've been to Raleigh-Durham in this sim before. I feel like I have. I think I did an MD-80 flight in there in P3D once. Let's go ahead and look at the airport chart. No time like the present to get familiar with the airport. So this is the Raleigh-Durham airport in North Carolina. We're looking at landing on 23 right, which is a 10,000 foot runway, so plenty of space there. There's two terminals, Terminal 1 and Terminal 2 on either side of each other. And so one of these places is where we'll go to. What we need to figure out is if there's a place regional jets in particular park, and so I'll show you how we can kind of figure that out in a moment. I'm kind of hoping it's over here because that'll be a nice short taxi. If it's over here, we gotta take the bridge route here and either Charlie or Delta and head over. For the arrival we're doing today, it's the Tequila 1. I don't know if that's supposed to be tequila. But we're coming in from Hoki, maybe? Hoki. And let's see, what's our first restriction? These are all at or aboves, and since we're descending, these aren't... They're restrictions more to the point that we can't go below a certain point. Looks like this is our first... we got to be at or below 12,000 at Karu. And so... And then over here to 6,000 at Isel, which... There's no way we want to be at 12,000 at Karu. If 7 miles later we got to be 6,000 foot lower. So this is basically the bottom of our star because we're going to be coming this way and landing that way. It's nice and simple. That's Isel, runway 23 right. And it's an initial approach fix. So that's fantastic. So from Isel, in fact, what we can do is we can even sync those up now. So let's do that. And let's go down here. Because I don't think I'm going to have K-route, Isel, and then vectors. Yeah, so what we want to do is go to departure arrival and select that one, and then select Isel. And then say execute. And we'll go legs. Tappa. Actually, I think this is originally okay. I think we're just direct Tappa to Hoki anyway. Yeah, so we're just going to clean that up. Execute. And go down here, Karu, Isel, and we still have vectors. Why would we have vectors? It's a... Did you not do what I told you to do? I feel like you didn't. Departure arrival. Yeah, no, Isel.
In a few moments, we'll be starting our in-flight service. We'll be serving complimentary drinks and snacks. Please look in your seat back for a list of complimentary drinks. Premium drinks are available for a small
Isel to Marby. It's just direct. It's not a... It's not vectors, though. Just do it. It should not be doing that. I don't know why it is, but okay. So that deals with that, and I forgot to turn this guy on, so let's do that. Go back to the legs. Cool. And they are going to serve drinks and snacks, it sounds like, so that's good. Let's bring this into manual. We're going to lower our speed a little bit. Let's see, we want to be at... So there we go. That's right about there. Cool. We'll see how the speed settles. Alright, we just passed Hauke, I believe. So we need to start descending. I'm going to go ahead and pull the throttles back first. Let us slow down a little bit. Starting our descent. And still no center up for us, so it's all up to us. Seeing as that's the case, let's go ahead and take a look on the runway 23 right approach. That's going to be a 111.7 on the radio, and course is 234. It should pull that in for us. It's good to have that on hand just in case. The MSA is going to be 3,400 feet. Our missed approach is a climb to 1,000 feet, then climbing right turn to 2,200 on the RDU 356 radial to Durham intersection 11 DME and hold. So 1,000, then right turn to 2,200 on the 356. And that's an outbound, 356 outbound. Minimums for us today are, for the straight-in ILS, is 200. If we want to do Cat 2, we could go down to 100, but again, I don't think the weather at Raleigh-Durham is going to require anything near that. Let's go ahead and take a look at the METAR. Yeah, current METAR is 270 at 6 is the winds. 10-mile visibility, few clouds at 5,000, few clouds at 15,000, scattered 25,000. Temperature 282.17, altimeter 2984. 2984. Alright, landing 23 right, we're looking at about a 4-knot headwind and a 5-knot crosswind. And it is, it's starting to warm up, 28 degrees C. And because of the temperature, we've got a density altitude situation, so that's why there's a caution here for the heat index. The station elevation is 435 feet, but the density altitude is giving you a result of being at 2,400 feet. So that's how the engines are going to operate. So just want to be aware of that. For a jet, that's not nearly as much of an issue, but for single engine things, that can start to become a problem. All right, below. We're below 30,000. We're on a 260 descent, and I'm going to go ahead and leave it there because when we did 280 last time with our top of descent, we ended up being just a little bit on the high side, so I'm going to go ahead and play it safe, keep our speed back. And according to this, we're actually a little bit below the snowflake profile, so that's actually right where I'd like to be then. So we're just going to keep it there. Let's go ahead and zoom our guy in here a little bit. Don't need to be quite so far out. And then we do want to be aware of any restrictions. So we just passed an adder above 13, so that's not a problem. Let's verify that was a 13 adder. Yeah, it was. So the next one is between 17 and 10. So we don't want to be below 10, but we want to be below 17. And we got about 10,000 feet to drop right now, but that's about 40 miles at that point, so we should be able to make that no problem. Fuel check in here. We got 4,690 on the fuel. Reserves today is 2751, so we've got almost double that at the moment. And we're passing through 25,000 now. Oh, and our speed just suddenly jumped up on me. Look at that. Interesting. I wonder if we went through like a wind shift or something. Add a little bit of power back in. Don't want to get too slow. And let's go ahead and get our oops, come on, performance. There we go. We'll get 136 looks like our VREF speed, so that's good. Let me turn that off now. 136. Alright, coming out of 20,000 feet here. And as you can see, we're looking good. There's 20. Gotta be below 17, so we got 3,000 to drop before we get to whatever this is right before, or actually that probably, is that sweat up? Whatever that's called. Oh, that's tackle, or I'm gonna call it tackle. I like tackle. Tackle 1. I don't know if that's what they're going for, but that's what I'm calling it. Still above the snowflake profile, so I'm not going to worry about pulling the speed back to my bug here. This is just for my reference anyway. We're under 280, so that's fine. And as we're coming into transition, we need to set 2984. Alright, 2984 is set. Go ahead and zoom the map in again here. So there's E-cell. That's our initial approach fix right there. So we're really not far away. And then this right here is the final approach to the runway. So we're very close. Below 17, we cannot go below 10 before we get here now. So now we actually have some restrictions, some 10, 12, and actually we can't go below 12 there. Or no, sorry, that's at or below 12. So yeah, we can't go below 10 is the next one. So actually I'm going to change this now to be 10,000 since it's clear there's a chance we could violate a altitude restriction. We don't want to do that, so that way it'll level us off. That snowflake just now we're above profile? How'd that happen? I don't know. Okay, so now the next restriction is 9 because we just passed our 10. So now we can set this down to 9. And we're passing 13. Let's go ahead and go seatbelts on.
Ladies and gentlemen, the flight crew has turned on the fasten seatbelt sign. Please return to your seats and fasten your seatbelt.
Okay, we don't have any more restrictions as far as keeping us above something. Now it's just a matter of the 12 or below and 6,000. So we're going to change this deck to 6,000 now. And I'm going to set this to 245 since we're going to be going below 10,000 here momentarily. Alright, just about to go below 10, so landing lights are coming on. I'm gonna pop the spoiler here just for a little bit, just to get our speed below 250.
We have begun our final descent into North Carolina. Flight attendants will be passing through the cabin to collect any trash one final time. Please ensure tray tables are stowed and seats are in the full upright position. Please also store any carry-on items either in the seat back pocket or under the seat center. Please complete all Wi-Fi related
Alright,
tasks.
Yoke will be tuned, so we're just going to verify that it's got the correct information here in the radio panel. 11170, and it does have that. It doesn't give us what the heading is supposed to be, so we'll assume it's got that right. It's got the other thing right. Hasn't let me down yet, so there's that. Below 10,000, let's go ahead and arm the reversers. Seatbelt signs are on now. And we're coming up to 7,000. We're just a little bit away from ESOL, which is our 6,000. And actually, that's a 210, not restriction. I'm just remembering here. So we're going to set this down to 210. And as a result of that, I'm going to go ahead and pull the spoiler here. Try and make sure we can get as close to that as possible. And we're going to hit ESOL at right at 6,000. How's that for not having a VNAV? Booyah. There's 210. And there's E-cell. Perfect. Let's give it some gas here. Alright, so as we transition over to the approach now, we'll look at our altitudes. We want to be 5,000 at Marbury, and that's where we're headed right now. We got about 8 miles to Marbury. So let's go ahead and dip on down to 5,000. We won't go 2,000 feet a minute. I'll do 15. Actually, pull our speed back there. So we get kind of fast there. Let's go flap 1. You can see it's tuned our localizer here. And let's go approach mode. So you can see Loc 1 and Glide Slope are white there. That means they're armed. When each of those goes green, that means it's taken over. So we just kind of keep an eye on that for the moment. And there's Loc. Alright, so we have Loc captures waiting on the glide slope. I don't know that I see the glide slope at the moment, so I'm going to go down to 4,000, which is the next point here. Oh, never mind. There's glide slope capture. It just got me. Alright, let's go flaps 8. There's the airport. A little bit more than 10 miles out. Switch over to localizer course now. Data, just so it's there. 11.8 miles. Raleigh traffic, Endeavour 4856 type CRJ 700 is on a 10-mile final runway 23 right, Raleigh. Alright, inside 10, we're going to go gear down, another notch of flaps. set this to our VREF, which is 136. And we're going to go flap full. Alright, autopilot's away, it's my aircraft. Looking all the way down the runway, trying to keep that line straight, and at the same time kind of keeping my aim point there on those on that touchdown zone. And then glancing the glide slope every so often, just checking. I can kind of barely see the pappies now. Speed is about right on. Drifting a little bit to the left there.
400.
We have a little bit of crosswind here, but not too much.
300. 200.
Quiet you.
200. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Gentlemen, welcome to North Carolina. The local time is 4:13 p.m. and it's
Landing lights
currently
are
about
off.
82 degrees Fahrenheit. You can now use your mobile devices. Please remain seated until the aircraft has come to a complete stop and the seatbelt
Flaps
sign
are coming
is
up,
turned off.
spoilers coming
Remember
up.
to use caution when opening the overhead bins, as items may have shifted during the flight. We thank you for flying with us.
Alright, we're looking for gate Delta 5. There's a United guy sitting over here. I'm assuming that's VNAV traffic, or VPilot traffic, because I shouldn't have any static things. Let's go APU, start powering him up. Trying to figure out how Microsoft decides where to put these guys. Like there's all the equipment like I would have when I was taking off, and it always puts it somewhere. I'm wondering if there's like a method to that madness. It's like, we just picked a gate for you. Okay. Alright, I think I passed Delta 5. I think Delta 5 is probably like right there. So that's fine. We'll park over here somewhere. Oh, there's another set of these guys over here. I'm gonna go for this guy right here. I don't even see any indicators on these gates. I have no idea what's where. Actually, I don't want to go there because I don't think that jetway is going to reach very well. This one might reach better. Okay, taxi lights off. That's good right there. Parking brake set. And turn my strobe off. Alright, APU's running, so we can go boom and boom. Turn those guys off. Let's get the jetway connected. Alright, and start the boarding. We turn our hydraulics off. Our pitos go off. We'll turn off the window heat. We are connected to ground power now, so we'll go ahead and kill the APU after I kill the boost pumps. And we have ground air connected, so we can turn that stuff off. Actually, leave the recirc going. APU coming off. And beacon off. There we go. Alright, welcome to Raleigh-Durham. That was a nice smooth flight. Now I'm really curious, based on not starting in Africa, according to the map on A Pilot's Life, if it did us justice this time. So let's see. So here's our flight done. You can see the route. We don't start somewhere nonsensical this time. We're in post-flight stage. Let's go flight report. Let's see how we did. Landing light off before 10,000 failed. That's just not true. But that's the only point we missed, 99. I'll take that, because that's awesome. That's the only, everything else was a pass. That's fantastic. That's what we want to see. Booyah. Let's see, flight rating. What did it give us for landing rate? Minus 201. I'll take it. Yeah, that was beautiful. That was beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Cool. All right, so we're going to go ahead and close that. I'm going to go ahead and submit the flight. Yes, I want to submit the flight. Thank you. And our next run will be back up to LaGuardia. As we can see from our, actually you see there, Raleigh-Durham to LaGuardia. Endeavor 5447 is that flight number. And as we look at our schedule here, we got that flight left, and then to Norfolk, and then we've got the Buffalo Niagara flight, and then we're done with this this route selection. Let's look over at the job market, see if it's offered us any jobs recently. I don't know where the... No, I think this is the offers that stood before. Bunch of little small stuff. So I don't want to apply too early to some of these because the job offer only lasts for a certain amount of time and then it gets revoked. So I learned that lesson once, and I was like, oh, I had the one I wanted. I didn't want to select it yet because I wasn't done, and then, oh, it's gone. So anyway, so we'll wait on that. But if we go over here to the dashboard, we can see, let's see, what our current XP is, 364. Our current pilot rating is 91.2. And yeah. So, and all these are flights we've done, but this is because it pulled stuff over from a Pilot's Life version 1. Oh, we have an inbox. Oh, seller income credit. $44. Yay! Made so much money. Cool. All right. So that is that. We'll see you guys in the next one. Be sure to check me out at twitch.tv/Mustafa. I stream there, generally speaking, on Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. Oftentimes, though, there are some Wednesday streams, and sometimes the other streams don't happen, and that's all recorded on a weekly basis on the Discord flight schedule. So go join the Discord as well, and there'll be a link for that in the description, and you can see our streaming schedule. That's really the place you want to go hang out. These flights are fun, but it's much more fun when we have people with us. We have some shenanigans and stuff. It's a good time. So. Check it out there, and be sure to hit the thumbs up on this video and hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. I'd appreciate it. It helps grow the channel. I really appreciate that. And I will see you guys for the next A Pilot's Life flight going back up from Raleigh to LaGuardia. We'll see you next time. Thanks.